like singing. I pull up through the car, wash big step again. You see my tats, what you say my name was? Yeah, don't make me mad, I got change.
Good morning!
Sunday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the rules of the town, but you the talk.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
I change for the better, pick any day. Sunday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the
Good morning.
but you the talk of the town. Call me Triple H, I got diamonds from Africa. I can swerve out your passenger when I bang in my house. Show the difference between us is I can see what you do. All the voices you hear, yeah, I hear them too. And my hammer, it oozes.
Yes, my hammer, it oozes. Good morning, Maisha.
See it like that, I'm real. That's why they relate. I'm in the kitchen whipping and cooking and serving them plates. With the yams and the greens, I'm getting the cream.
Yes.
This is what I live for, you see me chasing my dreams.
That's right.
I'm not a superstar, but I'm a shooting star. I'ma get it all, I'm a ball. Ain't no way I'ma fall off. Bills piling up like a recess.
Little cutter.
Mine going slow from a weed.
Good morning.
I'll change for the better. Pick any day, Sunday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the rules of the town, but you the talk of the town. Maybe one day I'll change for the better.
Oh, we are back in the Lions Den.
Sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the rules of the town, but you the talk of the town. I'm on top of the work. I ain't afraid of no dirt.
Yes.
I put my soul in the verse.
Oh, we are once again back, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm taking everything that come with greatness.
Yes, good morning.
And got some horses in it, 5% on the tents. You can't see who's in it.
Oh,
maybe
yes.
I'm the hero. Maybe I'm the villain. Maybe this the beginning. Maybe this the end.
Good morning, Buchanan. Yes, I am still the talk of the town. And so are you. Order! Clockwise, greetings. It's hard to live by the rules of the town when you are the talk of the town. Always remember that. Megan, good morning. When you're, yes, ladies and gentlemen. And you all are the talk of the town.
Maybe one day I'll change for the better. Pick any day, Sunday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the rules of the town, but
You the talk of the town. Yeah.
Order. I'll change for the better.
Uncle Echo,
Sunday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. It's hard to live by the rules of the
April.
town, but you the talk of the town.
All right, it's showtime, and you know what that means. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. It's showtime.
Yeah, it's me, Zeus.
That's right.
Sometimes it gotta be this way. It really does.
It really does. Let's go.
If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut
Let's
you
go.
off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't play these games no more. What you looking at me for? I just want the money, yo. All these games that you be playing, all this talk that you be saying, I don't really like to play. Get this money.
I don't like to play.
Gotta keep my mental clear. Yeah, you know I'm down
Yeah,
here. I don't really
yeah.
got no fear. Yeah, you keep on showing tears. I'm not with that back and forth. I'm the type to get to work. I'm the type to keep
Yeah,
it real.
get
I'm
to
the type to
work.
chase a bag. I'm the type to pop a tag. I'm sick like I have SARS. Ride around fast cars. Rapping like behind bars. I do this all for my dogs. This is what it all costs when you gotta be the boss. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off.
I don't mind
If you not my
cutting you
dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you
Elaine,
off.
good
This is
morning.
what it be like when I'm stunting on my enemies. This is what it be like when I make them feel my energy. Sitting on these racks, okay?
Yes,
You know what
Grumpy
this
Muck.
mean? This is what
Yes,
it's all about.
let's go.
I'm on top of everything. I'm the boss, don't play with me. This right here, no game to me. Toxic, 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 toxic. No, that's not okay with me. Every day you say you're
It's
scared.
hammer
Every
time.
day I'm making bread.
Order,
Every day you say
yeah.
you good. Every day I wish you would. This is what it be like when you really gonna come up.
Yeah.
This is what it be like when you really trying to run up.
Rookie of the year, better go and break the record.
Rookie of the year, better go and get a checkup. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma
gentlemen, good morning. I hope all of you had a great Memorial Day. I do hope you celebrated with family and friends. For those of you who do celebrate, and if you don't, you at least did something to honor all of our members in service and veterans. Okay, because those are the people who are helping us have the freedom we do have here in the United States. Now, oh, you're off the entire summer? Great. Listen, as long as you're happy and you're thriving with Biden, it's all to the good. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it seems the message has been resonating quite well out here on TikTok. Yes. And so I'm proud that all of you have been, doing your best and doing all you can to rid this platform of lies and misinformation. Now, good morning. Who am I? Many of you know who I am, but there are still some out there who don't know who I am. So let me introduce myself. I go by the name of Zeus. Yes. But a lot of people call me Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, they call me Triple H because I am the most honest person out here on social media. There's nobody more honest than me, hands down. I promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. That's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most humble person out here on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I step on your toes, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I will apologize. I have no problem apologizing when I am wrong. And that's what the second H is for. And the third H, good morning, Brother Swervin. The third H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most handsome. All right. I mean, listen, somebody has to do it, right? And that's what I do. So it's not just me. It's a lot of people out here that support what we're doing. We're bringing truth and we're combating misinformation on a daily basis. That way we can protect this country from anything like what happened on January 6th. Yes. Good morning. Now, with that being said, there are a few kingdoms out here on TikTok that I've had to place sanctions on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I place sanctions. I don't like talking about other content creators at all. It's not my brand. But I am starting to realize that a lot of people don't like Zeus. Can you believe it? They don't like me. I know, right? Terrible. They're so terrible. They're so mean to Zeus because all I do is get out here and I tell the truth. Okay, it's like these old folks used to say, tell the truth and shame the devil. So I'm going to have to also, in addition to these sanctions, I'm going to have to start considering cutting ties, ladies and gentlemen, with some folks on the right who don't want to actually engage in civil dialogue. I'm sorry, but it has to be that way, okay? More to come on that front, ladies and gentlemen, but it is something that is on the menu because listen up, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not a fan of the truth, then you are not a fan of Zeus. I know. All right, yes. Now, with that being said, you know what I got to do? I got to get the warning out of the way. So listen, I'm a fair person, right? Anyone who's brave enough to come in the box and have an honest conversation with me, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. I am more than willing to have it. Okay, it's a safe space as long as you're being professional and respectful, right? But I must warn you. I don't know when the steak is coming. I must warn you though. Here's the deal. This is probably, if you are a Trump supporter or you're one of these Republicans, right? This is probably going to be One of the worst 1.5 hours you've ever experienced. Trust me, because I'm very critical of Donald J. Trump and the Republican Party and all of the lies and misinformation that they've been spreading. So here is your chance to exit stage left. And you can do as your leader said you should do. Okay?
If you're not happy
There you
here,
go.
then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Good morning.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the
That's
time,
right.
very simply, you can leave.
That's
you can
right.
leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Oh my gosh. Now, you know what we do over here, ladies and gentlemen? We get straight into the Thunderdome. Yeah, make like a tree and leave. We get straight into the Thunderdome and we get to these uncomfortable conversations that need to be had. A lot of these fake TikTok hosts, ladies and gentlemen, they won't talk about this. What they'll do is they'll keep pointing out things that aren't really an issue and trying to make them an issue. It's like they like to make a mountain out of a molehill. But I don't buy it anymore. I've been in every conservative live. I've heard every conspiracy. As a matter of fact, I have a huge list of Donald Trump QAnon conspiracies that I update every day. There's not a lie out there that I haven't heard. But I'll tell you this much. It won't stop what I'm doing. So, speaking of lies and misinformation, let's get into our first topic. Now, Christopher Wray, okay, the director of the FBI, will be making a phone call to James Comer this week on Wednesday. I know. Many of you know James Comer, Jim Jordan, aka Pinky and the Brain. They are obsessed with finding dirt on President Biden. The director, Ray, has scheduled a phone call this Wednesday with the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, to discuss an informant file that allegedly accuses President Biden of being part of a $5 million bribery scheme while he was vice president. Now, I don't think there's anyone out here that thinks President Biden is guilty. Is there anyone out there that still thinks President Biden is guilty? No. They keep saying he's found evidence. Good morning, Lab. Nice to see you. What evidence do you have on President Biden and Hunter Biden? Why can't we get that laptop, folks? Come on. Comer issued a subpoena for the document. He's talking about the FD 1023. There's a form out there that they say the FBI has that if the FBI would just give James Comer this one document, if they would just give him this one document, we could bring down the whole Democratic Party and the Biden administration, no, the Biden regime, if the FBI would just give it to James Comer. It cracks me up because I can't help but wonder, wow, is this the same FBI that you don't trust? Is this the same FBI that's out here catching these predators that are preying on children? Is this the same FBI that helped stop, that's investigating Donald J. Trump? Why would you want that same FBI that you don't trust? Why would you all of a sudden want them to bail you out by giving you this alleged document? And by the way, I stand firm. And I didn't start this rule. If there is no docket number, and this is not a rule I created, this is a rule you created. You told Zeus this back when I was trying to convince you that Donald Trump was going to be indicted and arrested. You told me that I can't say that about Trump because there was no docket number. So I had to zip it. That's why I said I'm Triple H. I'm one of the most humble people out here. I was so humble. You're right. I can't give you a docket number. I zipped it up, and I mean, I cried. I can't believe I don't have a docket number. And then one day, Alvin Bragg, God bless Alvin Bragg, showed up with a docket number that also contained 34 felonies. So now the tables have turned. Yes, put those pictures of the goodest, one of the best prosecutors in American history, Alvin Bragg, right there. Alvin Bragg gave us that docket number. So the score right now when it comes to docket number is we know of several docket numbers against Donald Trump. We got Letitia James, we got Alvin Bragg, and we got Jack Smith. And you know, I got to play, you know, it's Jack Smith. I want to always remind you who Jack Smith is.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
Yeah, that Jack Smith. So we don't got any docket numbers on President Biden, but we got docket numbers on the former president. So this phone call that Christopher Wray is going to be making to James Comer, I want you all to just stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned, because it's another attempt by the folks in the Republican Party to try to make it look like President Biden is something he's not, and at the end of the day, it's probably them that are actually the ones that are guilty of these crimes. Now, like I said, Trump supporters, I'm going to give you a chance to leave because this next topic, I can't go too deep into this phone. You know, I can't go too deep into these. But Trump supporters,
if you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave.
all right. Now this next topic, I'm probably going to catch a lot of people are going to leave me a lot of angry comments. They're going to put some angry comments in the chat, but you know what? Someone has to do this work. This is that dirty work that needs to get done out on social media. So, once again, I have to address the folks on the right being hypocrites. We have right-wing activists for children crafting an affair lie about a reporter who exposed allegedly abusive Christian camp. Let me go ahead and say this. Go ahead and give it to him. This is true. Why don't boo me? Don't boo me. Would you rather me lie? Attacking Good Morning. Would you rather me get out here and lie? You know, no, I got to tell you the truth. Sorry, folks. So we're going to go into this because one of the biggest conspiracy theories around the far-right Republican Party is that the Democrats are secretly trying to kidnap kids and drink their blood and make every child gay. This is what the conspiracies on the right are. But conservatives, they lashed out. These same folks that are supposedly protecting children, they lashed out when a reporter and his wife uncovered abuse accounts at a Christian camp. That's why I tell these folks, they tell me, Zeus, I'm going to pray for you. No. Please do not cast any of that witchcraft on me. Keep it to yourself. I've been doing just fine without your thoughts and your prayers. What I would like for you to do with whatever energy you have, I would like for you to cut it out. cut it out. Stop acting like you're some sort of superhero for these kids, while at the same time, we can see what you're really doing and what you're really up to. If you follow the good book, there's a passage in there that I firmly agree with, which says, you know a tree by its fruits. Okay? An evil tree cannot produce good fruits, and vice versa. A good tree cannot produce bad fruits. And what we keep finding in the Republican Party, is evidence of these corrupt, disgusting, evil trees, and Republicans sitting idly by. Okay, Republicans sitting idly by. And they do like this. I don't see that. But what I do see is Hunter Biden's laptop. What I do see is Biden committing influence peddling. What I do see is Hillary Clinton's emails. But those monsters that are attacking our kids in our party, I can't see it. Shame on those in the Republican Party. Somebody gonna have to talk about it, and I get it. I'm the one that's gonna have to talk about it. I don't want to debate nothing else. I don't want to debate. Don't invite me to none of your debates. I don't debate facts, right? Don't invite me to a live and say, "Well, Zeus, I want to debate you. 1 + 1. What does it equal?" We all know the answer to that. It's right in your face. And by the way, I also like to point out, if you are one of these believers in misinformation, you just may be a victim of Russian misinformation, and you may be a Russian asset as far as I am concerned. And I stand firm on what George Bush said, George Bush Jr. We will not negotiate with terrorists. Okay, now we have a camp director, and you can look this up. Kanakuk Camp, which claims to have served more than 450,000 campers. The Dispatch reported they're located outside of Branson, Missouri, and welcome evangelical elites. Newman was promoted as one of the most popular with girls who wanted to date him and with guys who wanted to be him. This is how it all gets started, ladies and gentlemen. Kanakuk Chief Executive Officer Joe White claimed he wasn't sure which would be more popular at the camp, Jesus or Newman. Wow, it's like they take on Jesus's personality and they go one step further, right? I mean, this is how it all started. This is what you call grooming, right? This is it right here. He ultimately became a camp director and was sent on the road to recruit campers and raise money for the church camp. Parents were desperate to host him. This is why I say you always gotta watch out for this kind of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And the parents, this is what parents do. This is why I tell parents, be parents, okay? Stop acting like you can be friends with your kids. Stop acting like you can be everybody's favorite mom in the community. Cut it out. Do your job as parents and raise your children, and stop putting it off onto these so-called fake Christians, these pastors, and these community leaders. No, it's not their job. It's not the teacher's job to raise your kids. It's your job. They get mad at these teachers because the teachers are just working at these school districts, making some money, teaching curriculum. And the parents, instead of being parents, they get mad at the teachers. They get mad at the school district. No, if your child is learning something, that means you're not doing your job. They don't know how to go to school and take the test and pass without getting sucked into the indoctrination. That means that's bad parenting. I'm telling you because I've lived it, folks. I've lived it. Now, this same guy they said was more popular than Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. He was also a super predator. He groomed and abused boys in their own homes. He groomed and abused the boys at the camp. In fact, he abused boys across the world. The Dispatch reported on June 9, 2010, he pled guilty to 7 counts of SAing boys. He received sentence of 2 life terms plus 30 years. His guilty plea was but a tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. A civil complaint alleges that there were at least 57 victims. But the prosecutor in his case estimates that the real number could be hundreds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I draw so much attention to these kind of matters. Thank you, Attacking. The story continues, walking through survivors left in his wake. Since then, those involved in trying to protect children think that White and the camp still have a lot that they are hiding about what they knew and when they did it. And I know that they know more, okay? Now, you want to know what makes this story a little more interesting, folks? Oh my gosh! David French, who also wrote a column about Senator Josh Hawley. Wow. What does Josh Hawley have to do with this? Wow! Who is on his own personal crusade to make more men manly. Hawley has written a book about the topic, lectured on the topic, and focused intensely on masculinity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're dealing with. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I got to bring this up. Meanwhile, Hawley has accepted political donations from Joe White, despite allegations that he covered up hundreds of children being SA'd by someone in leadership of his church and camp. Shame! You see, we got indictment numbers. We got docket numbers over here when it comes to this disgusting and filthy conduct. And if you're going to host a live, to my friends on the right, if you're going to host a live and you're serious, right? I don't want to hear about anything LGBTQ related. Just talk about this stuff going on in your party for once. Can you do that? Can you just stop pretending like it's not happening? This innocent children. Yesterday I did a live. One of the members of the Patriot Front in the back of a U-Haul out here terrorizing the LGBTQ community, only to be apprehended by the FBI. The FBI apprehends him, goes through his cell phone, and he has child porn. And I have yet to see or hear one live from my friends on the right about any of this content. Why not? I do know for sure that if it really was President Biden that was doing this, or a Democrat, you would definitely have several lives. You would be making all these spin-off videos of my videos. Look at Zeus! Look at Zeus! He's this, he's that! You would totally do it if you could find such evidence. But the truth of the matter is, you can't find that evidence because you know where the evidence really is, and the evidence is within your party. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Shame on the Republican Party. Cut it out. Now, I can't go any deeper into this without going over some of the other things that I need to talk about. And I only have a short amount of time before I open up these boxes. So I'm going to try to cruise through the rest of these topics as fast as I can, because I want you all to be up to date on the latest for those of you who aren't. So let's move on. Let's switch gears a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you remember last week the man who crashed his U-Haul truck near the White House? Yeah. Well, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he wanted to end the United States democracy, prosecutors say. Wow. Okay. This man accused of crashing a box truck into the barriers near the White House in a bid to overthrow the government planned to give a speech. He planned to give a speech, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the end of the United States democracy. This gentleman, Cy Condola, 19 years old, of Chesterfield, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis, is being held without bail pending a hearing Tuesday. He was arrested after the crash on May 22nd. Okay? Investigators and prosecutors, however, have suggested that the weightier matter of the alleged intention was to seize power and to cause harm to the President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's became crystal clear to me what's going on in the Republican Party. Okay? And it's this kind of stuff right here. Do you really think it's the Democrats that are ruining America? Do you? Or have you started to see the pattern? Have you started to recognize that just perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the problem might be much closer than you think it is, and it might be within your own party? Now, to these folks out here that keep trying to say, this is lies, this is misinformation. No, this is not misinformation. I put this stuff up so you can go look it up yourself. These are real events happening in the United States of America, and it seems as if the majority of this stuff seems to be, local or restricted to the extreme right. Okay, not all Republicans do this. Full disclosure, not all Republicans are into this stuff. But as far as I am concerned, a lot of this stuff does come from the Republican Party. Now, I can't go into anything else about that. I want to move on to this. Liz Cheney, ladies and gentlemen, she gave a speech at a Colorado commencement ceremony. Okay, and many of you know that Liz Cheney, she's actually a real Republican. Okay, Liz Cheney is a real Republican. A lot of these Trump supporters, they're not real Republicans, I've been told. Okay, but she is a real Republican, and she sat on the January 6th committee. And she said something very powerful. Good morning, Brandy. She said something very powerful this weekend. Would you like to hear it? And this is for anybody that denies that Donald Trump and the Republican Party are responsible for what happened on January 6th. Okay? This is what she said. And I had to, when she said this, ladies and gentlemen, I had to really think to myself, wow, what do you think had to have happened for her to do this? They can't say it's the Democrats this time. She's the Republican. She says after the 2020 election and the attack of January 6th, my fellow Republicans wanted me to lie. Wrong. Yeah. Liz, I'm not surprised they wanted you to lie. They've been lying all their lives. This is what they do. And Liz, I know what your track record is too. And I got questions about it. But Liz, I'm going to have to be honest with you. You wasn't lying when you said this. You weren't lying, Liz. This is what she said. They wanted me to say the 2020 election was stolen. The attack on January 6th wasn't a big deal. And Donald Trump wasn't dangerous. And then she said, and you could hear it in her voice, I had to choose between lying and losing my position in House leadership. Wow. You know what? For Liz Cheney to say this, and you know she meant, this is true. This came from her soul, and she said these words. And you know it's true because look at it. You can't even look. You look for it, you go, where's the lie in what she said? And I searched high and low, and I couldn't find it. Greetings, Brother Greg. She's not lying. She said she had to choose between lying and losing her position in House leadership. I think it's safe to say that for those who are in Republican leadership positions, you know what that comes with. That comes with you having to lie. And just look at who they're putting as their front runner. Donald J. Trump, the king of all liars. Donald Trump is the king of all liars, and a lot of the people around him that keep saying he deserves to have a second chance in the White House, I already know where to put you in the same category as him. You either you worship the king of liars, and that does not mean that that doesn't mean that other people don't lie. But the Republican Party, they are often lying to American people about a lot of things. And for Liz Cheney to have gone on record and said this, it just speaks volumes to how corrupt the Republican Party is. No, I don't believe Jim Jordan. No, I don't believe James Comer. No, I don't believe Matt Gaetz. No, I don't believe Ron DeSantis. No, I don't believe Donald Trump. My last topic before I open up these boxes, ladies and gentlemen, is a friendly reminder to the Trump supporters of what's coming down the pipe. Now, to the Trump supporters, I wanted to let you know that word around town. Word around town is that there is some paranoia in Trump's party, especially amongst his lawyers. And what I'm hearing is they are saying that there are fears. There are fears that someone in his camp is snitching. And you know why they start snitching, ladies and gentlemen? They snitch because they know Jack Smith is on the case. And you know what we do when we have to talk that Jack Smith talk.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser. Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump.
Yep.
They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser. Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
Yeah!
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
Order, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, a new report claims that former President Donald Trump's legal team has been infighting and experiencing paranoia, with some attorneys fearing that others in the group have been snitching to the feds. One of the biggest problems for the Trump legal team, listen, is that Trump's own actions have turned some of his own attorneys into potential witnesses against him, which has led to fears that they will save themselves by ratting out their clients or fellow lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, the Department of Justice already has one of Trump's attorneys' professional notes, which could position him as a future witness against his own client. And the DOJ, they have another lawyer who said to have much info in an unrelated case, and has positioned herself as yet another potential witness against her client. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to conclude this morning, my part of the show, by saying, Trump supporters, get those knee pads ready, because Jack Smith is coming. All right. hear from those of you, who are willing to come up and at least share or testify what you know that is going on out here in this world. This is a wild and crazy world. Okay, I get it. But someone has to continue bringing this truth because I know there's a lot of fake TikTok hosts out here, and all they want to do is talk about how bad the Democrats are, and they don't talk about these things. So I made it my mission to make sure that not only do we talk about things that are going on, in the Democrat circle, but we hold the folks on the right accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. You know the rules. Gotta be professional and respectful if you come into the box. And if you're upset, I understand, but listen, you gotta learn how to channel that and be more professional and productive with that energy. Fair enough. Greetings, good morning, Nutty Professor.
Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody this morning?
Oh, we're doing all right. Oh, listen. Oh, camera's on. Nice. Well, you see, I've covered a lot this morning, and I see that a lot of people may be a little upset about it. But what do you got?
So I do want to start with Liz Cheney. So the fact that Liz Cheney chose party over country, excuse me, she chose country over party,
Right.
and she chose truth over lies. That's not anything we should be celebrating for because it should be the norm.
Mm-hmm.
It should be the norm because I personally still fault Liz Cheney for helping put Donald Trump to give him the power that he has today. Because if you look at her voting record, she voted with Donald Trump 98.6% of the time. So what that means is that everything he said and did, she agreed with until it came up until the point of January 6th.
I agree.
Up until the point of the election. So do I give her kudos and credit? Absolutely not. Because that is a litmus that we all, despite party, should be held to.
Okay. Well,
Every single person should be held to what she did, because if you're truly going to serve the people, you have to put the people over self and party. And she did that. So I would say she did her job.
do you believe that she really lost credibility within the Republican Party as she suggested?
For sure. For sure. But see, that's not an indictment on her. That's an indictment on the Republican Party.
Mm. Yeah.
The fact that she stood up and she told the truth. Now, I will give her credit for being brave to go against the narrative of her own party, which
Right.
was for her, it was a big deal. And then they want to bring in a little puppet like Elise Stefanik,
Mm.
who's going to kowtow and say what they want her to say.
Right.
Because look at Elise Stefanik now. See, Liz Cheney, when she took the position, no, I'm going to tell the truth.
Right.
Kevin McCarthy was standing right next to her in several
Right.
press conferences where she said, I disagree with him. This is what I believe. Donald Trump should not be near the party.
We
She
need more
did
people to
her
do that
job.
in the Republican Party.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm not going to give her credit for
Jeez.
telling the truth.
You are so tough. You're tougher
No,
than I
no,
am.
no, that's not tough. That should be an expectations that American voters have of their politicians.
Right.
That's not being tough. That's just being accountable and holding them accountable.
But don't you think it speaks volumes that she could have just faded away into the darkness and said, I'm done with the Republican Party, and went on and just got quiet? Doesn't it say something that she's a lot more vocal?
She could have, and I think the danger in that, I think there's a danger if she had done that. The danger in that is that she would still be in Congress today. So there's no doubt in my mind that the reason she's not in Congress is because she took a stance against Donald Trump. That's no doubt in my mind of that. But But had she gone into the sphere and just was quiet, I think the danger would be it would have given the Republican Party even more emboldened thought pattern, because then there would have been no one on their
Mm,
side other than herself and
that
Adam
is so true.
Kinzinger. There would
Mm,
have been no one on that side saying, look, folks, we just got our butts kicked in the election. The election was not stolen.
mm,
Donald Trump lost the election. Then there
mm,
would have been zero people on that side.
mm, mm, mm.
So,
Wow.
although I agree with what she did, my expectation of that is for a Democrat to do the same. My expectation of that is, if you are taking public dollars as a salary, you work for the American people, and you put Constitution over all things.
Mhm.
Period. Point blank. End of discussion.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's what
I
that.
like the comment. I like the comment that says, "We the people elected President Biden,
That's
and
true.
we the people told Donald Trump that he was fired." Something that he likes to tell people. We told that to him.
Oh, I like this comment. I was a Republican for 36 years and switched to Democrat when Republicans stood behind Trump. Let me go ahead and give Brother Tom a round of applause.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's gonna take more people in the Republican Party to do exactly that, to
I
stand for
agree. Do
truth.
you think the Republican Party is worth, can be salvaged? That's one of the biggest questions going into this next election cycle.
At
You know,
this point, at this
because some
point,
of us still have friends that are real Republicans like Liz Cheney, right? I would argue Liz Cheney's a real Republican.
I would too. I would too.
Okay,
But
is it
but
worth can it be salvaged?
at this point, my answer is no,
Mm,
because they are too far gone. When you have from leadership all the way down to the basic Republican that we don't know about,
hmm
and you this is how we get people like excuse me, this is how people we get like George
You
Santos in
switched too,
office.
Stephanie? Oh my gosh. Look at all these people that have came in and
So
testified that they have switched. This means our message is working. Thank you.
it is. So no, the Republican Party as we used to know it, that's gone. It's gone. It's
Mm,
gone.
it's gone.
So there's going to be a new version of the Republican Party, and this started with the Tea Party
Yeah, I've
conservatives.
heard.
That's when it started. So,
Mm,
and then now you can call them the Patriots, which there's nothing patriotic about this Republican Party. Absolutely nothing.
except for their loyalty to Russia.
Right, right. So I think as a nation, we have to keep pushing these people and
Fine.
keep telling the truth and telling truth to power. Because if we allow this Republican Party, if we continue allowing them into our orb and winning elections, they are taking over democracy, not just the country. They want to rule the world. The
Mm,
fact that we have massive gerrymandering from state after Republican state, I urge you folks who are Republicans, I urge you, and I'm going to get off line here. I urge you to go and look up every single conservative
tell them.
state.
Tell them.
Go look up the demographics, all right, and see the massive gerrymandering laws that they have.
Reach.
I'm
Tell them,
sitting
Betty.
I am sitting here in the state of California, which is massively a blue state. Okay.
Shout out to California.
However, if you look at the laws here in California, the fact is that the state of California is not gerrymandered for Democrats.
Nope.
If it were, if it were, we wouldn't have Kevin McCarthy.
Facts.
We would not
And
have
I've
Kevin
been
McCarthy.
all throughout this state. I know. Oh, sometimes you go into these different counties and you're going, "Oh my God, where the heck am I?"
Yeah, and the country wouldn't have had a Devin Nunez.
Mm.
The state,
82%, 83% say that the Republican Party cannot be salvaged.
and I said I agree with that. But so
Wow.
if California were gerrymandered, we
Ah,
we would we
thank
would
you.
see no Republican representation from the state of California, as large as it is.
Mm,
So
mm.
so I
Shame.
wish we didn't see a Devin Nunes and a Kevin McCarthy,
Tell them, Brother
because
Greg.
they
Tell them.
they were bad for America. We need to start putting people in. I don't care if you're a Democrat. If you're bad for America, you're bad for America.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
Zeus, with this said, I'm not going to keep your time because I know you got about 12 people wanting to get up in this box.
Well, I don't know if
So,
it's that many. Most people are afraid to get in the box, especially my friends on the right, and I understand.
to the people on the right, to the people on the right that are in the comments, don't be afraid. Just when you get in the box, request and get in the box, speak your truth.
Facts.
Everyone doesn't have a right to make up facts, but everyone has a right to speak the truth.
Yeah, and I don't mind agreeing to disagree. By the way,
So we can disagree on what you perceive as facts are, but if you're going to get in the box and make up your own facts, you will be dealt with accordingly, because people will get in these boxes and we will call you out.
they do. I try to tell them to be nice about it, but they listen. You get in here and you say something that is just flat out a lie. I don't know what it is, but it sets the crowd on fire. So my ask is that you get in and just be honest, like Nutty said, and
Yeah,
tell your truth.
just tell your truth. But when you come in, you're conflating for Donald Trump and the Republic KKK.
Oh,
I'm sorry. We're just going to call it out, because now, and I
exactly.
know Zeus likes to he likes to say keep it clean, keep it
I
nice.
do.
I know he likes to say that, but we cannot continue being nice to these folks who are still lying about this election and still taking this country down the quagmire. We
Oh,
cannot continue to be nice. Absolutely not. The devil is a liar.
oh, the devil is a lie. You
So
said it
no.
for us.
So
Thank
so
you.
no. We are going to tell the truth. And if we disagree on certain facts, we're going to look those facts up, and then we're going to come to a conclusion with the truth.
Amen.
So
Preach, Nutty.
with that being said, my brother, have a great day.
All
Take a
right.
little time to enjoy the view. I stole that from the view, of course.
Okay.
And
And you enjoy some of this nice California air, weather, and trees and food. Enjoy all of that while you're here.
I absolutely will. You all have a great day.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nutty Professor a round of applause. This show wouldn't be what it is without all of you fan favorites. Nutty Professor is a fan favorite for sure. All right, we're going to bring up. I've never met you before. Greetings. Hello.
On the right.
How do you pronounce your name? Good morning. Good morning. How do you pronounce your name? Shongbi? Hello. Can you hear us? I guess she can't
Oh,
hear us.
sorry. I didn't mean to go live. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. I will help you out. Don't worry. Good enough. All right. Let's bring up our next guest, Shay. Oh, yes. Good morning, Shay. How are
Good
you doing?
morning.
Another fan favorite. How are you?
Aw, I am good. I am good.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're talking about Republicans going Democrats.
Moderate Democrat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm one of those. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I do, but I
Yeah.
also love your testimony. You have the
Yeah.
ability to speak on it.
Yeah. So, because, until we get Jack Smith to announce his indictments, kind of the news is a little slow right now. We're just waiting on that. We know
Right,
that.
right. I agree.
But so there's not a lot more to talk about except for just kind of watching some things going on in the kingdom. But
Jack Smith.
people are often confused, and they sit there and go, "But I don't understand how you can be sort of conservative fiscally," because that is, I'm liberal socially and a little conservative fiscally. I think I used to be a little bit more that way. I think I'm more solidly blue now.
Right.
As time.
What does it mean when they say you're conservative fiscally? What does that mean? Because I've been meaning to do it, which is, The impression or the mindset that a lot of people tend to have is that it's the Republican Party that's, really good with money, right?
Yeah, that's what they say, and it's not true.
Oh,
Yeah, and so I kind of am working through still some of my, it's hard to get rid of some stuff that you grew up being told, right?
right,
And as I was growing up being told that, Democrats don't ever want to work, that they're lazy, they want to live on
right,
the government, right?
right. I've heard
Right.
that.
Right. And I was told that. And so it wasn't until I'm an independent. No, no, I'm not. I'm an actual registered Democrat. I'm a moderate. So that's that's
Yes.
kind of how I put myself. I'm definitely more liberal than lefty.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But as time goes on, I become more and more. And I think, guys, we have to hold our own parties accountable. We can't sit here and be on, I can't be over on the left and they go, oh my God, the Democrat Party, the left, everybody's so perfect over here. We've got all the answers, because we don't.
Nope.
There are definite things that happen within our party that I don't necessarily agree with.
Amen.
So that's why I kind of stay a little bit more
Thank
moderate.
you.
But the problem is I would never go right. And I'll tell you why.
Tell us.
Because I'm watching what the Republican Party is willing to sink to. And God forbid you say anything like Liz Cheney,
Boy.
you say anything against, hey, Toy, if you say anything against the Republican Party, you are labeled a rhino. And
Mm.
I have been, hey, Rudy,
Hey,
I
Rudy.
have been, so disgusted by the Republican Party watching how they do not allow free thinkers. See, in our group, we allow free thinkers. So
Amen.
I like,
Amen.
as long as I know that I know my party's like, girl, you vote for women's rights, for gay rights, for this, trans rights, you vote for all of
Oh, Shay,
this.
you are on fire this morning.
So you vote for that, so you're cool. We don't have to. We don't sit around and say we have to agree with each other. We don't start calling each other names or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Right.
So when I watch the Republican Party literally say, "Oh, well, you don't support Trump, then you're a rhino,"
Oh.
and I sit here and go, "Wow, you truly have moved to fascism. You've truly moved over to how is that?" And I remember the old Republican Guard. I remember them being so trying to go after the Latino vote, the black vote, the woman vote, the
Mm-hmm.
suburban woman vote, the educated people vote. They used to go after all these votes. They used to work really freaking hard at that.
They did.
And now they've just stopped. Like they don't care. They don't care. If you're not, advocating for 2A, if you don't have an, AK strapped to your back or AR strapped to your back going to McDonald's, you are just not one of them. You're just not.
Wow.
And it's sickening to me,
Mm.
and I sit there and I watch all these so-called patriots. I think that every American flag deems them to be a true American. And let me tell you something.
Tell them,
That
Shay.
that American flag doesn't make you American.
Nope.
It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. You're American when you're born
RC
here,
Dubs.
or you become a citizen, right?
Mm.
And that is the fact. And I get so tired of. But for me, it all lines up because my family's MAGA and all, but they're also religious
Mm.
in Christianity,
Oh
and
my God. Yes. Oh
it
my.
lines up. I am not a religious person. I do
Right.
call myself a Christian, but I do not go to church unless it's a funeral or a wedding.
Hey,
And so
listen,
I,
that's what it's about, right?
right, and I sit here and I go, and it goes hand in hand. I think if you fundamentally believe in something, that you've got to label yourself. You've got to wear that cross on you. You've got to have an American flag. You've got to have some emblem more to believe in that signifies who you are.
Mm.
It's kind of like human beings that just want to say, I'm part of this group and I want to show that I'm part. It's like a way to, I don't know whether it's to feel better about
It's like
yourself.
they're trying to they have an identity crisis, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I
They
want to
don't
be
know
part of
where
this.
they fit in, so you got to throw on all these extra things to try to make yourself look like you're something you're not.
Yeah, exactly. No, this isn't. I'm not speaking out of hatred. No, 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 no. Don't start using
Oh
my.
no, no, this is all
Start doing that.
love. This is all
No, I'm
love.
not being hateful. I'm giving you a
Midlife.
perspective as to what's going on. And listen, if you don't like what I'm saying, then you need to figure out what's going on within your side. And that is what I had to do. Is it perfect on the left? No, but it's not perfect anywhere. But I
Right.
will always stand against fascism. I will always stand against that. And if you, and let me tell you something, as I read Donald Trump's beautiful Memorial Day message yesterday, as you did too, Zeus,
Oh God.
the
What an
fact that he
embarrassment.
calls the left communist,
He doesn't get it.
communist, Marxist, and fascist pigs.
And aren't the pigs, isn't that law enforcement?
Yeah.
That's the part that threw me off. Thank you, attacking. That's the part that threw me off. I'm like, is he actually calling cops out on Memorial Day?
I don't know what that was. That was ridiculous. But
And
the
I
ideology,
found this.
yeah,
It
but
was-
the ideology of fascism and communism are polar opposites. You can't be a fascist and a communist.
hmm,
And I think that so sadly, the people on the right actually like, yeah, they're fascists and communists. I'm like, this is where an education would have done you very well in life.
right. Right.
It's like go they're complete polar opposites.
Mm.
So you can't be one or the you can't do both. You can't be both. And so I highly encourage you guys to understand that fascism is a right wing ideology. 100%.
Bingo.
It can never be on the left. It's just not how that works.
Bingo.
No, you can't. Bad views, and you have a bad education and a bad attitude, dude. I just want to let you know.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh my goodness. Yes. Now, what do you think about this quote that's out there about Trump, where he's talking about his own personal Vietnam, which is him not getting STDs.
Oh my
You,
god, it's so sick. It's that same thing when he stood on there and goes, I wish I'd gotten a purple heart. I would have loved to have gotten a purple heart. Somebody
mm.
give it to me or something like that. I was
Oh
like,
wow.
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like he really doesn't understand the military, doesn't understand the sacrifice they've ever made.
He doesn't.
If you think people that wear purple hearts really wanted that, oh my
Mm-hmm.
god,
Mm. Mm.
wants a freaking purple heart, dude. I mean, if you're
Tell him.
awarded a purple heart, you're in, yeah.
He thinks that everything is about him, which is to
Mhm.
me why he did not get a second term, because everything is not about you, sir,
Mm.
except for these looming indictments.
Is that true?
No, that's all about you, sir.
Yeah, that's all on you. And I loved your thing about his attorneys. Yeah, I mean, you know what MAGA stands for, right?
Go ahead and tell him, please.
Making attorneys get attorneys.
Making attorneys get attorneys.
I can't say the other one because I
Ladies
can't
and
swear,
gentlemen,
but you know,
you cannot make this stuff up. This is
my
what's
A
really
got
going on
arrested.
in the Republican Party
Mhm.
via your fearless leader.
Wait, Beegers.
Yeah.
Bad views. The CCP fascists. And
Oh
the
my
way they
God.
deal with Beegers. I don't even understand what you're talking about there.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, Shay, I got to bring up our
All
next
right,
one.
my friend. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Shay. I do like the conversation we are having, though, especially as it pertains to getting the Republican Party to come to its senses. 84% of the people in this live said that the Republican Party is beyond salvaging. Where do we go from here? Oh, a real Republican. Greetings, brother Poker Dad. Welcome.
Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning. What brings you to the kingdom? And by the way, congratulations to the Miami Heat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Although, as you know, the Lakers are always going to be my A1 from day one. It is
What?
nice. It is nice to see the Heat doing as well as they are doing. I have been a season ticket holder multiple times with them, so it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
Fair
Game
enough.
6 was not fun,
Right.
but
Right. It was
but
an interesting game, especially how it ended, I must say.
Correct. But that being said, I just have to say how disgusted I was by, what you were Trump's message yesterday.
Wait a second. You went in and out.
It just tells you how far out of reality this man is.
Wait, you went out. Your signal went out. Can you repeat what you said?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah. What did you say?
I think I lost connection. I'm going to drop down and come back up.
Okay. Yeah, come on back up. I didn't quite catch it. I don't want to fumble the play. Okay, so let's make sure we get it right. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Little bit of technical difficulties, but it's Tupac Tuesday, Greg. Yeah, you're right. I got to check out your video. All right, Poker Dad, are you back?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for bringing me back up.
Are you on that Biden Wi-Fi now? Because that MAGA Wi-Fi I hear is not so good.
Yeah, we're going to hold off on the jokes for a quick minute there, Zeus. We're going to hold off. Too soon.
Fair enough. What do you got?
I just want to share, as I was saying before, I understand where everyone comes from talking about the Republican Party. I completely get it. They are so lost from reality, it's disgusting. And it makes you wonder what should really be. Obviously, we should always, prioritize people first. But I don't understand the point of where we're going when it comes to what the supposed stance we're supposed to be taking within politics right now and in the economy. Like, they're not even standing on their own 2 feet right now as far as what the foundation of the Republican Party is. They're just grabbing for scraps, whatever they can, to try to bring attention to the negative side of the Democratic Party. It's disgusting. They're not even spending time on doing things to make things better because they don't have the capability of it themselves.
You're speaking of the Republican Party.
Yes.
But you're a Republican, though. Many people don't agree with what
I'm an original Republican that believes in small business.
Oh.
Less government.
Oh.
Not taking the rights of women.
Oh.
Right? Not like what it means is to have less government, to have the ability to run our own business, to be able to have things and retain assets, to not always have to work 60, 70 hours a week to stay above the poverty line. Because in the old days, that's what that meant. Having to work for someone to stay above the poverty line, the democratic economic system always puts you right there, right at the poverty line. They never really get you ahead by working for somebody. The Republican idea was to be able to gain assets so that you didn't have to work for somebody anymore.
Right.
Right. And that's where the issue is at this point right now. We're so ingrained, the Republican Party, in just making sure that all of these ideas of traditional values, we know what that means. We know what the new idea of traditional value is.
What can you break it down? What does it mean in the Republican Party when they say traditional?
There was never a time that America was great for everybody. Never.
Did you just say something? Wait. There was never a time?
There was never a time that America was great for everybody. Never.
A lot of people in your camp, Poker Dad, are upset that you're saying this. I just wanted to let you know.
Let them be upset. Let their rhino selves be upset, because that is not what this Republican Party was about.
Why'd you
now,
call
what I
rhino?
will say this. You know where the destruction of the Republican Party came?
Please, go ahead, tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Are you ready for this?
I got my hammer, and
it was many of the Democratic followers that did not like Obama and ran over to the Republican side because they cannot be under a president like Obama. They could not handle it. So now those racist, bigoted, disgusting people to this party because of that, when they didn't have the values of a Republican Party.
Woo! Wow. It was like it seemed to me like the door was wide open for them. What do you have to say about that? How'd they all get in there so fast?
I for whatever reason, I lost sound again, Zeus. Dang it.
Oh, you were going so deep. Come back up. Oh, it's that tan suit. Ah, woo! Did you hear what he said though? Oh, it's getting hot today. We fresh off of Memorial Day. And we're going right into the Thunderdome. Oh my goodness. Where are these fake TikTok hosts at? They should be hearing this message from a real Republican calling the Trump supporters rhinos. Order! Poker
They
face.
are the rhinos. They're 100% the rhinos. They were never here. They were over there working their union jobs and doing what everyone else was doing until they didn't have the leadership that they wanted, that they could be proud of, their white proudness.
Oh.
And now they're moving over to the MAGA side because of it.
Oh!
They couldn't handle the fact that the leadership that a president like Obama brought, that they wanted to come in and just completely kill the change of what was happening in our country. So now they kind of came over to the Republican Party, which did get weakened during that period of time.
How did they? That's the question you lost me on. You lost signal on. I said if they were in the Democrat Party, how did they get into the Republican Party so fast? What changed?
Because they started following a reality TV star. That was someone they could get behind.
Woo-wee!
It all started with the Tea Party.
Oh my God! Trump changed everything.
He changed it all. He gave them somebody that they could look to, someone that they could be proud of for the nonsense that they came through. That was it. He has brought zero relevance to this country when it comes to international trade, when it comes to any of the things that we need to have to grow our economy.
Wow. Wow, what a blistering message today for those Trump supporters and Republicans in your party. I got one question. How do you think there's other leaders within the Republican Party that some say have been compromised by Donald Trump. How do you explain that? Why? Because my thing is, why didn't these folks stand up and stand against Donald Trump?
He had the power at the time. There are times that people, the fact is, there's going to be times that you have your own interest in those spaces that's going to make you do things you don't necessarily want to do.
Right.
How many times have people, managed or run a business and they had to do something they didn't necessarily want to do for the good of the business or the good of the party or the good of your own household, your bank account, so on and so forth.
Oh,
I'm not saying it's the right thing, but they're put into situations where they feel like they're forced.
Wow. This is unfortunate. So they and Liz Cheney, she said they wanted her to lie, right? In exchange for her position. And she didn't do that. And as a result, she says that she implied that perhaps she's in the situation she's in within the Republican Party because she refused to lie. What are your thoughts on that?
I admire her for that. And I 100% stand behind her. When you're in those circles, your hands get tied sometimes. And I would like to think that she has the moral value that we're looking for in a political leader. It doesn't mean that you're going to have the power that you need. Moral value does not equal power. And that happens in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party.
I mean, yes, but okay, keep going. I'm not going to go there. Keep going.
No, it's just my point. Dirt bags are dirt bags no matter what party that they are. It just so happens
Well,
It just
yeah,
so
but
happens the lesser dirtbags are in the Democratic Party right now.
okay, I guess. I guess I can let that slide, okay, because that's one of my main grievances right now with the Republican Party. It seems as if no one's really addressing those dirtbags in the Republican Party. Instead, a lot of time is being spent chasing down conspiracies that I don't want to go into in the best interest of time. But
Because that's all they have right now.
oh,
That's all they have. They don't even have real Republican leadership to get back to the foundation of the Republican idea.
oh. So that takes me back to the final question, the last question, which is in this live, someone did a poll, one of the moderators, and it was asked, can the Republican Party be salvaged? And 83% said no. With those kind of results, what would you say is the path forward, right? You just said there's no real leadership in the Republican Party. Most of us seem to not think it can be salvaged. What would you say is the path forward?
We're going to have to destroy everything that's there right now and split the Red Sea.
I love it! Split the Red Sea like Moses did.
That's what it's going to take a miracle at this point. We're going to real Republicans are going to have to stand up and say, we are not going to take this stuff anymore. This is not who we are.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with what you said because, I'm not a member of the Republican Party and I don't really want to regulate the affairs that go on within that party. But I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm starting to come around to the idea that perhaps we really do need to split the Red Sea.
100%.
Well, you have for right now. I support that. How about that? I'll do
Well,
that.
I appreciate your support there, Mr. Zeus.
Yes.
If we could just get a few more like-minded individuals that are not too worried about being right on a daily basis and start coming together and coming up with great ideas and then start realizing who the dirtbags really are, whether they're Democrat or Republican. Get them out of here.
Get them out of here.
We need quality individuals that actually cares about our democracy,
right,
cares about growth, and cares about gaining assets for everybody in this country, not just the chosen select few.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I really can't, But listen, Poker Dad, it's always a great pleasure checking in with you. All right. But Zeus does have to bring up the next guest. Okay.
All right, Zeus, take it easy.
And I will look forward to our next conversation, sir. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Poker Dad a good round of applause. He got in the box. He's on the other side of the aisle, and he told the truth. And look, we agreed on some things. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Poker Dad. Thank you so much. Tell them Miss Silk, the host, is not a liar. If they don't listen, Trump supporters, let me go ahead and play. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Yes.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave.
You can leave. Go to those fake TikTok hosts and let them lie to you. Okay? If that's what you're into, hey, listen, that's your kink. I ain't gonna say nothing, but don't come in here and try to push your agenda on me. Good morning, Brother Swervin.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you, sir? How's everything in the kingdom?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's so lovely to see you, brother. Another
Always
day,
a pleasure, sir.
Just bringing the truth. How about you? Good morning, Tina.
About like usual. Getting ready to get up. I got some running around to do, because as you know, Mr. Crossings, you may owe me a steak dinner. So I'm gonna go and get started on that steak dinner right now, Mr. Crossings.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Listen, you're giving me flashbacks when you're talking like that, Brother Swervin. Cut it out!
Well, I wanted to touch on two things with you real quick, Zeus, if I could.
Absolutely.
I was glad to see that you brought up all of the nonsense with these Republicans being arrested for assaulting children.
Yeah.
And it amazes me how these things go on and people completely ignore it. But they will sit and they will make up whatever they can about Joe Biden.
Right.
You know, like I told you about the conversation we were having the other day with Bad Views. I said, there's a reason your name is Bad Views, because he wanted to know everything about everybody that was in the room with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein while Ivanka was twerking on his lap. But he just knew Joe Biden was guilty because he had saw a picture of him sniffing someone's hair. But when I asked him, where can I find the documents to prove that he's been accused of it?
Right.
He said, you'll never find those documents. I said, why not? Is it because they don't exist? Well, no, we know the FBI suppresses that stuff. I'm like, you know, it's funny to me. Y'all were all for the FBI when they were going after Hillary Clinton.
That's true.
But now they've been weaponized.
Right.
Now the FBI, all of a sudden, the FBI has been weaponized because they're coming after one of yours.
Wow.
You back the blue until the blue comes for you.
I might have to use that line, Brother Swerve. That's how it is. I'm going to be honest. That's how it really is, folks.
Yeah. Oh, let a police officer stand between a bunch of bigots out there protesting a pride event. They'll sit there and start yelling at the cops. We pay your salary. That's wrong. Cursing them.
83% say MAGA is actually the rhino. Keep going. I didn't want to cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, no, they are rhinos. They're a bunch of rhinos, and Donald Trump is the original rhino. Remember, he tried running for president twice as a Democrat.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
His party affiliation used to be Democrat. Okay, and then he all of a sudden flipped to Republican because why? Well, they'll believe anything I tell them. And when he said Mexico is going to pay us for that wall, they believed him. And guess what? We got screwed.
You mean Mexico didn't pay for it?
No, in fact, our military paid $15 billion for parts of that wall. That money came from our military.
Where's the outrage?
There is none.
Uh-oh.
There's no outrage for it.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Somebody said, who's assaulting children, not conservatives? Swerving, could you speak to that?
Well, yeah, it is conservatives. If you'd have been listening to Zeus's whole show, you would have saw where he talked about, I believe it was a Proud Boy or an Oath Keeper.
Here we go, right here, right-wing activist.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's stop that lie in its track. Listen, you're more than welcome to come in here and listen, but I got to stop the lies in their tracks.
Ain't no lies going down in the kingdom.
Nope.
It just ain't happening. And so, yeah, it is conservatives. I mean, I'm sure if I dug hard enough, I could find some Democrat or liberal who's been accused of the same thing and convicted, but not to the scale of the Southern Baptist Church, who are all conservatives, not to the scale of the Catholic churches, who are mostly all conservatives, not to the scale of the friends and family members and the white tee men who are assaulting these children. Okay, so don't come in here talking about ain't no conservatives doing this, because you are.
Good morning, Laura.
I mean, you got Lauren Boebert sitting there telling a BS story about her birth control. I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect time for a 36-year-old grandmother to admit she made some bad life decisions. Go ahead with your bad self.
They just tell on themselves in the strangest of ways.
Every single time.
And they think we're not listening. I think this is the issue, right? They don't think we're paying attention and listening and able to connect these dots. We just follow the breadcrumbs wherever they lead us. And most of the time they lead us straight to a docket number.
We don't even need to follow the breadcrumbs because they drop loaves of bread. I mean, I'm walking around. I'm like Wonder Bread, honey wheat, Wonder Bread, honey wheat. You know, raisin bread. Oh, it's getting good. It's getting real now.
Oh, it's getting real. And we're not making it up. They keep trying to say we're making all of this stuff up. Not one lie has been told.
Look at the guy in Kentucky who stood on his moral high ground. McBrady or something like that. He stood on that moral high ground when he voted to eject the two Justins from the Congress chamber, the House floor. Just threw him out.
Oh
And
yeah.
then 2 weeks later, he ended up having to resign because he was found guilty during an ethics violation or an ethics investigation for SAing or sexually harassing 2 interns.
You're
But
doing
he's,
wrong.
oh, we need to maintain decorum on the
Mm-hmm.
House floor, and they broke decorum. Man, get out of here. Get your behind out of here,
Yeah, it was
pervert.
Tennessee. It was Tennessee. You're right.
Oh, yeah,
I
Tennessee. I'm
know what he
sorry.
was saying. Okay, sometimes we get a little, clouded thoughts here and there, but I know where he was going, and I know it happened. Yes, these folks are caught left and right, ladies and gentlemen, doing the exact thing they're trying to accuse President Biden of doing.
Exactly. Exactly. And it just makes me sick. They have no moral red line, no moral compass or whatsoever. And they said they were, well, I voted for Trump because he was a businessman who bankrupted 6 casinos.
Tell them.
So don't sit here and tell me, where can I get a Trump steak or Trump vodka or Trump shuttle service? Where can I get that Trump shuttle service plane? Where can I get that? What's the phone number to Trump real estate? Where can I get that? These were all businesses that he started. Oh, let's not forget Trump Magazine.
Oh, and what
Let's not forget
happened with
that.
Trump Org? Do you remember that? With Letitia James, what happened to that business?
Oh, that's still going on. She's if I recall, she's at a point now where she's telling Weisselberg, I think his name is.
Yeah, his
She's
CFO.
basically telling him, you better testify or you're going back to jail.
So the business, Trump was he was good at business, and he was so good that his CFO ended up having to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And the company was found to be guilty of 32 felonies.
And Trump was just deposed again. I think a week or 2 weeks after the E. Jean Carroll verdict came down,
Yeah.
he was deposed again in the Trump.org probe. And so,
Such
yeah,
a good businessman, right?
such a great. He's been deposed more time than every CEO of every major bank out there. More times than
And let's
anybody
talk about the latest thing that Trump did with his business. What about these Trump bucks?
You know what, Zeus? Here's what's sad. People are going to buy those. Just
Those
like
Trump
they did those NFT cards. People are going to buy those. And they're going
Why?
to frame it and they're going to say, I got a Trump buck. Check it out. And if I see something like that hanging on somebody's wall, I'm going to just be like, all right, man, it was good seeing you. I got to roll.
Yeah.
I'm out. Because that ain't worth nothing.
Mm-hmm. They thought it was real money.
He wanted his face on a bill so bad he had to do it himself. He had to do it himself.
Woo!
And it's just sad because people are going to buy those.
They did.
And the grift continues.
Mm-hmm. They did. They spent $1,500. They thought they could go to Bank of America, cash it in. I need some extra gas in my tank. I'm out of money. Let me cash these Trump bucks in, only to get there and be told it's not worth anything.
It ain't worth the paper it's printed on. It ain't worth nothing.
Y'all need to cut it out there in Trump world.
Zeus, how the heck you gonna just print your own money and tell people it's worth something?
You got to feel very confident that these folks will believe you. I'll say that much.
Dude, if that's the case, let me go pop open my Monopoly game and just go to the bank and be like, "Hey, I was told this was worth thousands of dollars, and I like to cash it in on the principal exchange rate for the value of $1 right now. Thank you."
I guarantee you, you probably would end up on the news.
Oh, they gonna laugh me right out of the bank.
Mm-hmm. But you might be one of those customers that gets irate and starts to yell and say, listen, Trump told me this was worth $1,500 at least.
Yeah,
Go to the back and get my money and bring me my change.
I can see it now. They told me this was worth $1,500 and I'm looking to cash it in. We're sorry, sir. That's not worth the paper it's printed on. You lie. Donald Trump wouldn't lie to me like that. Yes, he did, and you fell for it. You fell for it.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't.
Zeus, it writes itself. It writes itself. But But hold on, before we get too far off in the weeds, the other thing that I want to touch base with you on, I had been curious about where you got your Jack Smith clip from, where Donald Trump calls him a hater and talks about his wife, right?
Oh, I got that straight from Trump himself on Truth
Oh,
Social.
I know it. I know Trump was the source, but I wanted to see the original video.
Oh, it's on Truth Social.
So I went and found the original video, and it starts out with just this unhinged, narcissistic beluga whale lion. It starts out, Joe Biden is guilty. He took 1,850 boxes of classified documents that we can't see, and they were found in Chinatown. And I'm like, what is he talking about? But here's the problem. They always talk about how Joe Biden has dementia. If you watch the full video,
Oh, I watched it.
Hopefully everybody picked up on this like I did.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Smith wants to interfere with the 2020 election.
Yeah. Election interference.
Yeah. And people will walk that back going, well, that was just a mistake. You know, he just made a mistake. But let Joe Biden get up in front of a TV camera and be like, silly Sally sat by the seashore selling seashells.
Mm.
She couldn't sell those bicycles because the seashells. Oh, I mean, they're gonna be like, oh, see, he's got dementia. Oh, Sleepy Joe's at it again.
Right.
And they completely ignore anything from their Lord and Savior, and it cracks me up.
I tell you, like you said, it keeps writing itself. And at the end of the day, we are nothing more than the audience sitting back, pointing out what's going on in this dangerous movie that he's been making since he's gotten to office. And you know, to your point, Brother Swervin, I do believe Jack Smith will indict him. And that's why he was making that video. Imagine if you're out there being charged with a crime and you know who the prosecutor is, right? The worst thing to do is to get out here and start talking crazy about the crime and the prosecutor.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack the man.
You should be trying to seek mercy.
You know, I'm gonna be sending them like flowers on Easter.
Yeah.
Hope you and the family are well.
Yeah.
Just want to touch base and say hey to my old buddy Jack. Not being sarcastic. You guys enjoy your Easter, and I'll see you in the courtroom soon. Thank you.
But what did he do instead?
He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His kids hate Trump. They all hate Trump. And I'm sitting there listening to him. I'm like,
he's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser.
How sickening is it when all you do is talk about yourself in the third person? Well, Zeus, you know, Swervin likes his chicken spicy.
Uh-oh.
Swervin has to leave here in a few minutes and head down to Home Depot to check on a warranty status because Swervin's stove broke. And then Swervin is going to pick up some asparagus and some fresh garlic, some thyme, and some fresh rosemary so Swervin can put together a nice little steak dinner tonight. That's what Swervin is going to be doing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, exactly. And Swervin has to go and get his wife 2 iced cappuccinos from Tim Hortons, too. So Swervin's going to be busy for about the next hour and a half or so.
Oh, Swervin sounds like he got something to do today.
Yes, sir. Swervin's going to be a little busy. But you know what? I can't find too many people that hate Swervin or hate Swervin's wife or hate Swervin's child. You know, nobody hates Swervin's son as far as I know. I mean, I know I got my haters. Swervin has his haters, but, you know, it is what it is. But
oh my gosh,
Zeus, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back at managing the affairs of the kingdom.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna keep holding it down here in my fortress of solid truth, which is about to go mobile here in about 10 minutes.
All right, you're going live?
No, I'm not going live. I'm just going mobile. I got to get in my car and drive.
Okay. All right. Well, listen,
which is gonna be a little dangerous, so I got to take it easy. But yeah, Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't driven my car in a few days, so.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, brother. Drive safely and keep up the good work. Keep bringing the truth, okay? Because that's what we need more of out here in the kingdom. All right?
You know I will, man. That's the only way I know how to handle business. So
All right. Fair
you
enough.
take care, keep managing the affairs of the kingdom just as good, and I will see you later on, and I'll keep listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brother Swerve.
Take care, brother.
All right. It is now time for Zeus, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap it up. I am so sorry I didn't get to all of you. I will try better tomorrow. All right, but I do have to take care and tend to my affairs in the kingdom. It has been a pleasure checking in with all of you. I may do the closet of truth, depending on the news cycle today. Oh, yes, we got the 45,000. Thank you. But for what it's worth, I think the message is working. Folks are starting to come around and realize that the Republican Party needs to either be destroyed completely or we need to split the Red Sea. The closet of truth, it depends on the news cycle. If there's something breaking and pressing that I feel needs to be addressed, I do the closet of truth. And all are welcome to join. But before I go, ladies and gentlemen, we got to play everyone's favorite song by yours truly, me.
Who always the most handsome in the kingdom?
And I really am. Split the Red Sea, heaven!
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mouth when I'm moving like Zeus. Thinking that you cool till I look like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than an eagle, ain't got bread on me too. Took a long time to get here, and I'm feeling brand new. You living like a bum, get away from me. Oh my God, money on my mind, I can't give it up to you. I can't hang around with you, you fall in love too quick. You a high risk, Nick's all in the mix. I put a family on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the God, boy, you such a douche. I try to be patient, but you gotta like my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't like the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me you cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. Thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Yeah, you know about me.
You know about me, ladies and
I get
gentlemen.
wild and loose.
I do like to get wild
On
and
the God of
loose.
the sky, you know what I'm saying? I'm bringing down the roof.
I'm bringing down the roof, ladies and
Then I'm
gentlemen.
lying on the beat, sticking hard like fruit. Lawrence Reed on the beat.
Thank you for the gift. Oh, you be dead like a mouse. Easy on the beat like Zeus. Let's go. Peace and love on the beat like Zeus. RMC on the beat.
You heard about me. You know how y'all see?
Take care,
Yeah, I see you.
ladies and gentlemen.
Bertha. Yeah, ladies. It's me. It's Zeus.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch out, ladies.
Watch out, ladies.
Charm will make you okay. If you stand up too close,
Watch out, ladies.
I'll just become on the bed.
There you go.
That's how powerful.
All right, now you know we did see Miami pull off a great victory, and so now we are heading to the NBA Finals. Nuggets versus Miami, and because you know what they say. What did Tupac say? I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. Yeah, we're West Coast riders over here, folks. So I'm going to have to give it to the Denver Nuggets. I do like Miami. It's a city. It's a beautiful city. I do love the city of Miami, but it's just not the Miami Heat that I am used to. I like the Dwayne Wade and LeBron James combo. So I do think Denver is going to win. Yeah, it's been a while. I do think Denver will win. And I think 5 games. Can we go 5 games? Denver in 5! And I do have a stake bet on that as well. So I want my stake for that as well. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.